times. So here's something that only happens at my 8 p.m. lesson. I need you to point that light at me. We're just going to decide to feel like a little awkward, and there it is. Like, seriously, because you want to actually see me. Thank you. Perfect. Great. So, you know, if you were at a 5 p.m. lesson, this part would not be involved. Cool. So, like, hey, we learned this chord called E minor. You're going to remember how to read the tablature. We got the 6th string. The only thing we really did is memorize the names of the open strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. Just try and memorize it, come up with a mnemonic device. The more, raunchy, the more memorable. Cool. So we got this first shape, E minor, what we're doing this. If you practice in like the first 12 hours after you get home, you're going to retain a lot more than if you wait till 48 hours after or whatever. Cool. So there's this chord. Just back to our first page. It's going to be really tempting to start with the Modest Mouse song, Don't. First, we're just going down, down, and like we were saying, there's going to be more of a wind up to it than you anticipated with your arm hooked around here, your guitar leaned like we talked about. Cool, so we're just going, and go for like 4 good ones, pause, until you feel like, yeah, I did that really well, then go for 8 good ones, pause, then move on, then loop it if you want, but this one's so straightforward you probably don't have to. Now we're going down, up, down, up. Your ups are going to have a little less wrist to them, just due to like physiology. Cool. So get really smoking good at those 2 rhythms. Having done that, now we're going half of one, half of the other. 1, 2, 3, and these are like rhythms from every song ever now at this point. So stop and get all kinds of sick of that. Really do 1 good one, 2 good ones, loop it. It'll be 2 to 5 more times than you're naturally inclined to before you move on. Everyone does that same thing. Awesome. So now we're going, so you're sick good at that now. Now we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So like, and if you're blowing through this really fast, cool. Just be sure to do the micro sections at least a little bit. So yeah, such. And then on the bottom, we didn't talk about this during the lesson, but so just get sick awesome at everything up to here, and I'm going to make a note on your page that this is at about 2.5 minutes in where we get to this here. And so I did 1 rhythm that's 2 measures long. And like I'm definitely going for a personal best, dropped the most picks during 1 hour period. I've been teaching for quite some time. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first half of that was like. And then we went 3, 4, and switch the G, just like whatever. So you're psyched if you can do those 2. And anyway, so far we haven't done any left-hand movement. So now at this point you're going to learn that E to A minor switch, and going through just like, I did this once, I did this once. You're not stacking your fingers this way, but this way. Your middle finger's in the bass. Or well, open strings in the bass, but left-hand wise. So this is the one where it went, these 2 scooch down and your index finger comes in. And if you find it, when we talked about if you find yourself going this, then this, the way you trick yourself to doing it all at once is by going this, then this, and then all of a sudden you're doing it. So right now, super boring, single strum of this, single strum of this. And, so just really get good at that. And then you're going to do each one of these rhythms in whatever combination you want of this many E minors, this many A minors. Reminder about the open strum. The very last strum of each change, you're already going to have split on the way to the next chord and actually hit the open strings. Like in our rhythm 3. So there's us simulating that. And that's a step we're going to really embrace, is that I just got to the first strum. So like, like stop, reset, do it again, that, and then try to do the whole thing. really do it that way. Awesome. So at 5 minutes in, we got to you've just done all your videos and stuff, and or excuse me, all your rhythms and stuff, and we're moving on to about 5 minutes in, where we start the Modest Mouse song. Our rhythm part now is just down, 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 down. And we had E minor, G, and A major. So stop in your practice, turn the page over, and learn those 3 grips. You know, your middle finger is going to anchor in these 2. You might scoot over a little bit, same spot, and then it's like A minor, A major, or excuse me, minor, A major. You might do that to just be like, hey, look what I'm doing. But anyway, that's us. So it's going to go. Awesome. So before you try to do any of the changes, you're just going to sit on E minor and go. So you feel comfortable doing that over and over, and it becomes easy. And you're going to go. Pause, reset until you feel like you can get till there. Then it's going to be really tempting to start at the beginning, but instead you're going to do the same process for G to A that you just did for the first 2 chords. So you're going to go, okay, it's like this, and then you're going to go over and over until your brain agrees that you can do that in the amount of time allotted. That's the hard part, is how do I move this fast, but you were doing really well with it during the lesson. And then you'd arguably have to do the same thing for going back from A to the top of the song, though that's something you'll kind of remember from the way you started with E to A minor. So our song goes, all downs. Like nuance to mine that you're not going to be able to do. Just like swat all 6 strings, yours will sound more like, which will totally sound cool. So here's us in the band playing the song. And if you get to this tempo, cool. Like no points off or not. So we're the rhythm guitarist in Modest Mouse during that song. There it is, totally played slower first, more slowly for that matter. And you've been guitar lessons. So also just do anything where you're like trying picking single strings down and up, and we'll get more, analytical about hitting single strings next time. Yeah, we did everything. The tuner, just remember keep hitting the strings over and over again as opposed to letting it fizzle out. A sharp flat, and